Live on DAZN Worldwide, May 2nd and 3rd, a knockout weekend of boxing. Garcia versus Romero and Canelo versus Skull. Two huge fights. Pick one or go all in for only $90. Exclusively on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. Not often you catch Frank Warren at a press conference as big as this, but yet his mind seems to be elsewhere. Thinking about the Emirates tonight, Frank?
I am. It's going to be a great day, I hope it's going to be a great evening. It's been a great day. We've announced the fight. We finally got it on. 4 belts on the long line. History. First time ever there's been unification of the heavyweight division in the UK, and first time, as just said, 4 belts on the line. So Daniel has an opportunity now to become an icon of British sport by becoming the first guy to do that, hold those 4 different belts.
Both yourself and Daniel were quite keen to kind of not think about what happened in Poland a couple of years ago and say, look, now it's time to right that, whether it was wrong or not. But it's hard not to bring it up because it was, at the time, one of the biggest talking points, not just in boxing, in world sport. So it's a hard balance to...
I agree, but Daniel's right. You know, you can't change it. You open the record book, it says what it says. It doesn't say low blow, it just says you got to win. And he wants to, what he feels, and I do, right that wrong. So he has his opportunity on the 19th, and that's all he's got to focus on.
Did you think Usyk was trying to play games by getting them pictures out, making him sign, and just trying to get Daniel thinking about something?
Well, I mean, there were pictures that he was connecting with each time.
Was the so-called low blow picture in there?
Not one.
Right.
Of them. Not one of them.
Okay.
No.
So
they weren't.
Was the actual punch?
No. And the thing they showed yesterday was they show it. It was a punch he brought up, and it's not connected. The ones that I was given to by the Sun newspaper in their building were the actual from that moment, and they were here. And it's not below the belt. It's on. The line is the navel.
What did you make of the way Team Usyk were up on the stage?
They're good. I like them.
They are here for fun, aren't they?
No, but they're good pros. They've been around. But I love Usyk. I think he's a funny guy. He's got a good sense of humour, and he's good. We're here to sell a fight. We're here to give the fight the justice it deserves. It's going to be special. As they said up there, they made a very valid point. This is not Daniel Dubois the kid. This is Daniel Dubois the man they're fighting.
I mean, he was Daniel Dubois the kid a couple of years ago, but we all still knew that he was ready for that fight.
Yeah.
But what difference is there now about this Daniel? With
He's a
them
better
fights
fighter.
In the bank.
He's a better fighter.
Mentally as well?
Mentally, much better mentally. He's a much better fighter. And, if that referee hadn't have done what he'd done, he would have won that fight.
You still hold the grudge towards that referee?
I've got no. The referee, look, I didn't like what he did. Look, you can call it wrong, a low blow. You can. What I didn't like is when he was ready to fight and he wanted to fight. When Usyk said he's ready to go, no, take some more time. What was all that about?
You said up there, Usyk was, as a fighting man, ready to...
You heard something up there which I thought was very telling. For the first time I've heard him say it. Aegis said, if the referee had started counting, rather than called it a low blow, he would have got up. Well, if he could have got up, why did he take 4 minutes?
There you go. Well, I said...
He took it because he got hurt.
He did. He was definitely hurt, but I started this by saying it's either about the low blow or about now, and I've spoke about the low blow. So we'll finish that conversation.
Yeah, forget about
Push
that.
To the side. Will he have to knock Oleksandr Usyk out? Simple.
No, I think he can beat him either way. I think he will beat him. I think he will stop him. But he can beat him either way.
What's Daniel said to you kind of up there and in the build-up to you making this fight?
He just wants to get away. All he wants is the 19th of July. That's all he cares about. He's not, he's a man of few words, as you know, and he says what's in his head, and what was in his head was forget about all that stuff. I don't care about it. I just want to get in the ring with him on the 19th.
I asked this question to Daniel earlier. How different do you think it's going to be now that he is the man the fans are going to want to win? There'll be 96, 97,000 in Wembley for Daniel, whereas last time you had 2 Brits, a bit of a split. AJ was kind of a golden goose.
That wasn't a split. He had about 1,000 people supporting him. Everybody
there was
supported.
A split. No matter how big the split, there was a split.
He went into the Lions Den. He was in the Lions Den, and he handled it, and he done what you've got to do when you're in that position. As soon as the bell went, he jumped on him, and took the fight to him, and that's what he did.
You're expecting it to be 99% Daniel Dubois supporters then?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that gives him a different mentality walking in.
But also, the Brits respect and they like Usyk. You know, he's a, you know, you've got to respect him. He's a top fighter.
What did you make of George Fox yesterday in this? If we have a street fight, I'll pull your eyes out.
I heard it up there. I haven't seen it.
Do you think Daniel pushed him to assert something yesterday, or just the
I don't
heat
know.
of the moment?
It's out of character. It's not him, is it? He's out of character, but it's there. I mean, even when they were standing there staring at each other, he's like, I was trying to pull him away. He didn't want to go. I was on his shirt. Let's go. I said, that'll do, boys. That'll do. Just carried it on.
And then did Usyk try and nick your watch?
No, we
I
got
thought he was trying to pull your watch
No, he
away.
does. He keeps trying to, like, yeah.
Have you got a nicer watch than Usyk? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't. Yeah, it's a bit of fun.
Just finally on this fight, before I talk to you about what we saw at the weekend, how many do you think we'll have in on the night? Is that something that's been confirmed? Yeah, is it 90, 96?
We have to reply each time like we've done every show. You get a license for a certain number, and if you hit that number, you achieve it, then you make an application, because obviously you've got to pay for more security people, you've got to pay for the policing and so forth. So we wait until we hit that number.
Is it physically possible to cram any more in than we had for AJ and
I
Daniel?
don't think we get any more in, but I think we want to do is at least get the same amount there.
Yeah. Can't wait. Such a big night on July the 19th. Frank, what did you make of Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn?
I thought it was a really, really good, high octane fight. You know, the crowd loved it. The atmosphere was unbelievable, and they gave everything they had. They didn't leave anything in the ring, the pair of them. I think that size told in the end. The last couple of rounds, I had at one stage Conor up, then it got evened up, and I think going into the 10th round it's pretty even, and he in the last 2 rounds did it for him.
Was you impressed by what you saw from Chris?
Was I impressed? And there's courage. I knew they both showed tremendous courage. You know, they're fighting in front of their dads. You know what I mean? It gets something more out of you. They gave everything. You know, but the bigger man won. The size mattered at the end.
Should we have expected Senior to turn up?
I thought he'd turn up.
Was it a nice surprise to see, though, watching that?
Well, it's nice for his boy, wasn't it, that he showed up?
Is that a fight you'd want to see again?
I'm going to be very honest. I'm a fan. I like to see an entertaining and exciting fight. I'd like to see them both fight one of my guys. That's what I want. That's the business I'm in.
Who would you put forward as the best case to fight Conor and the best case to fight Chris out of your
Conor,
guys?
Winner out Josh Taylor and S.O. Eckerman.
Yeah. Like that fight. And for Chris, I mean, you've always championed many of your guys.
Either Denzel or Hamza.
Fights that make sense to me. Frank, appreciate your time.
Maybe get me in a 5v5.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, May 2nd and 3rd, a knockout weekend of boxing. Garcia versus Romero and Canelo versus Skull. 2 huge fights. Pick one or go all in for only $90. Exclusively on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.